And welcome back to the Street Soldiers Post-Production Laboratories, where we're bringing you another great tech day.
And today on Tech Day, as last week we talked about the comparison between the Zeiss and Nikkor lenses, today we're going to talk about the Nikkor lenses. As we went and purchased these Nikkor lenses from KEH.com. Check them out. They have a lot of great lenses on there, a great rating system.
How did you spell that again?
KEH.
KEH.com. Ooh.
DOTC. So we went with the Nikkors, and the reason we went with the Nikkors versus the Zeiss is just because we felt the image quality was relatively the same or close enough to the Zeiss, and the quality to price ratio of the Nikkors is just phenomenal. If you're on a budget and if you're looking for some really great lenses, check out the Nikkor AI or the Nikkor AIS lenses. We want the AI lenses, and we really love them so far. Of course, you do have to adapt them, and that's what we're going to talk about today. You see this little silver piece on the back here, that's the Canon adapter. This is the photo deox adapter, if that's how you pronounce that. This was the actual consumer adapter, I believe it's called. So it's like 15 bucks on Amazon, and I just got one for each lens because it's cheap. And there's a lot of people saying, oh, go with the pro version. Oh, the pro version is no different from the consumer version. So I went with the cheaper one, and let me tell you, it's really snug. There's no play in here at all. I would show you it on my camera, but we're filming with my camera. When it's connected to the camera, there's actually absolutely no play. One issue that we did run into putting the adapter onto the lens was that it was so tight. The 50mm was great. This is the 50mm, and the aperture ring was great. You can see it clicks and everything. Now, the 85 was really snug, and the 28 here, it was so tight onto the lens that the aperture ring would not turn. It was so snug. After me and my dad sat down and looked at it and tried to figure out what was happening, it turns out, let me take this off for you. It turns out that the lens, I don't know if you can see that or not, it has a little lip here and a smaller version of that lip here. And it was sticking, when you put this on here, it was so snug onto the lens that that little lip there was making it so tight that the aperture ring would not turn. So what we did was took a fingernail file and actually filed that down a little bit. So now when you put this on here, the aperture ring clicks and turns and everything like it's supposed to. We had to do that with the 28 and the 85mm. To me, that really wasn't an issue. It wasn't the adapter then that was the issue. It was the lip on the lenses. I did a lot of research before we filed this down, and nobody else had that issue. So I don't know what happened with these lenses, but we had that issue, and we filed them down. And with that being said, you know, most people probably do not want to file down their lenses like that. However, you know, it's independent filmmaking. You're buying these lenses because the price is just so good. You're adapting them with a photo deox adapter or the Cinevate adapter or Camera Quest or whoever. You're adapting it to the camera, and you're not spending $2,000 or $3,000 per lens to just snap onto the Canon camera like with the Zeiss or a Canon lens or whatever. So, you know, you're gonna run into certain issues that you have to work around. And I understood that before we even bought the lenses, so that wasn't an issue to me. And now, you know, we just did a little bit of filing, and now they work fine. I mean, they go into the camera, they're very snug onto the camera, they don't move, there's no movement. The adapters are on here really tight, there's no wiggle at all. So, you know, that was just a minor issue to me.
And if I understand correctly, there's also a benefit too, rather than attaching. Rather than getting the lenses with the Canon mount, you know, you don't have the manual aperture control. Yeah. And a lot of people, like Randall here, would prefer the manual aperture control, so therefore it makes more sense to get the Nikon mounts and get the Canon adapter on them.
Exactly. And just remember, if you order the Canon adapters, to order Canon rear lens caps as well, because you want to protect your lenses, because the Nikon will just not fit on there. You see the difference. But you know, it's just another, these things are like 90 cents or whatever, or the Canon ones are like 90 cents. So remember to order those. But we love the lenses so far, love the adapters, and as I said, me and my dad had to figure out why it was, you know, doing that. And after we figured that out, everything was great, phenomenal, and now we're gonna film some phenomenal stuff for your pleasure and ours.
And ours, yeah.
Because it's what we love to do.